Could the Final Fantasy VII Remake bring back the golden era? Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to join the ranks of Soldier today. Stay tuned, soldiers. It's time for our next mission. What's up everyone, Soldier First Class here. In today's mission, we're going to discuss whether Final Fantasy VII Remake could bring back the golden era in Final Fantasy. For future reference, the golden era is typically considered the PlayStation 1 line of games. Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 are three of the most critically acclaimed games of the franchise and in gaming history. While each entry is great in its own right, recent games have been very splitting when it comes to the fanbase. However, I believe that can all change with the release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. A lot of vocal fans on social media are disappointed by not only the lack of credible information and news surrounding the game, but also the new take on the combat. I actually discussed the combat in a previous video, which I'll link in the description below and also as a card in the top right corner of your screen. While I understand the concern from turn-based lovers, I think the games need to adapt and change with the modern market. This isn't a remaster, it's a remake after all. For example, the original God of War games used to be nothing but hack and slash with a great story. The newest God of War released for PS4, and it featured more strategic gameplay with RPG elements included in the mechanics. The game changed its formula, and it turned into one of the greatest games I've ever played, and also the Game of the Year winner. I also believe that having the original writers back on the project will help flesh out the story and present it in a way that feels fresh, but still keeps the integrity of the original. The story is fantastic and has many memorable moments, and I have no doubt that the developers will capture that in the remake. Using Unreal Engine 4 will also be to the remake's benefit, as less time will be spent building an engine from the ground up, and more time will be focused on developing the actual game. On top of that, Nomura has experience with Unreal Engine 4, as it was the engine they used on Kingdom Hearts 3. Recently, Square Enix has developed engines specifically for the current title they were working on with mixed results, so the move to Unreal Engine appears to be a good one. If done properly, the Final Fantasy VII Remake could usher in the second coming of the Golden Era, and what better game to start with than a remake of the game that started the first one. The FF7 Remake has the potential to be one of the greatest games of this console generation. It has big shoes to fill, and I think that's part of the problem. This game doesn't have to be the greatest JRPG ever made, it just needs to be great in its own right. It will never compare to the original, and I think the fanbase needs to realize this now, so they can play it with an open mind. This isn't fair to yourself or the developers, especially if this game turns out to be a masterpiece. I'd love for the new generation of Final Fantasy fans to experience the same feelings we had the first time we inserted Disc 1 and began our adventures. If this game is critically and financially successful, I think we'll see the start of a new golden era. Wouldn't that be a great time to be a Final Fantasy fan? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to omni-slash that like button. Let me know in the comments section below what you think about the golden era of Final Fantasy, and if the Final Fantasy VII Remake could bring it back. Subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell to join the ranks of Soldier today. For all the latest Final Fantasy VII Remake news, updates, and trailers, I'm Soldier First Class, and I'm on to the next mission. Later, guys.